Alright, everybody, welcome back to some more Pixelmon adventures. It is I, Xilestar, and today. Oh my god, has it ever been a while? uh, yeah, so we're now, very deep into 2024. Actually, when was the last time I recorded? I'm actually kind of curious about this. When was the last time I actually recorded this? Let's go see this. Okay, let's see the complete file. Blah, blah, blah. Created in April. We're now in November. It's been a few months. So yeah, so it's it's been a few hot minutes kind of thing. So that's good to know. All right. So okay. So I wanted to mention a few things right off the bat, okay? For one, I have now changed the server software yet again. However, this one actually is a good chunk better than the last one I was using. Well, sort of. Now I have to now I'm forced to use this now instead of doing something else. Blah blah blah. So there's that. But yeah, so the idea is this. So I wanted to change the server software. I looked up online. At some point, I got I don't know if it's just the mobile version. I'm not quite sure, but my phone uses Google Chrome. So sometimes in the morning, or even just at night kind of thing, I'll click on Chrome and I'll click new tab and it'll give me a bunch of news articles kind of thing, or just articles that I might be very interested in, right? So one of them told me of a game server application that I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And so I looked at it and I was like, I'm very intrigued. And then I left it alone for several months. I think I found the link in it was either late 2023 or early 2024, and it was sitting on my phone's Google Chrome thing for a while. And I haven't even picked it up until I think a few weeks ago, where I looked at it and went, you know what? I'm about done leaving this on my phone right now. Let's go and look at this software. So I go and look it up. It's actually one of those how do you want to call it? It's like it installs, but it also doesn't install kind of thing. I don't know what they're called. I call them pre-installed, but I don't know if that's actually what they're called. So what it is that they're more portable builds. I think is what they're called. They're called portable installs. So what pretty much what it is that like you can put it on any computer and it'll run same as if you installed it like on a normal PC kind of thing. So if you were to go in an installer, that kind of thing. So that's really cool. So that means that in the future, if I ever want to change Cube to be a different PC or whatever kind of thing, or change the server PC to something else, I can actually do that. Very cool. So I've ported over every server that I have. I've even created, I think, two new ones. So that's actually kind of no. I created a new one. Yeah, I created a new one. That's all it was. I couldn't remember what it was. So I'm currently right now looking at Cube. I have all 7 of my servers on there. Yes, count them 7. So I have one which will have to be renamed, but right now it's fine. So I have Circuitcraft on there. I have the Pixelmon Adventure server. As you can see, it works. The only thing is that, like, for the mod packs kind of thing, in order for me to update, I'm pretty sure this is how I'm gonna have to do it. I will have to go into I would have to use my original server launcher because it's integrated with. Although I don't think Pixelmon Adventures would be eligible for that because I just looked it up. Apparently, it is now outdated for 1.12. So that's kind of it's like a thumbs up, like yay kind of moment. But I'm not too worried about it necessarily. But I am kind of so yeah. So like in the event of like for Circuitcraft or whatever it's being renamed to, still on the fence about that. Really, if I do end up like needing to update, yeah, so like if I go to yeah, so like if I do end up renaming it kind of thing, blah blah blah, I'll need to make sure that I keep it up to date necessarily to what the other launcher does. So I'll still need it installed, but not for the same purpose as I'm doing with this right now. Which means I don't necessarily need to open up the world, which is great. I just need it to load the mods or download the mods kind of thing and say, yeah, you should be good. And then I go, okay, drag drop to new server. The end. That is going to be amazing for me. So I also have a Bedrock server as well. Not that we're going to be playing on it or anything like that, but I just thought I would have one just in case my friends want to play on Bedrock and all that stuff. Although I do want to test to see if it works on my Switch, though, because that would be pretty cool if it actually works on my Switch. I have heard that it does, but I don't know exactly how it does it necessarily, so I want to see how that works. So we get to test that out probably. Oh, I'll probably test it out sometime in the future. No, I just wanted to fight the Zamzenta. There we go. Source dance. Okay. The next one is my Power World server. This is like the third time I've changed this. The application for the server. I kid you not. I had is it the third or fourth? Okay, let's count them, all right? So I had one. I had the original server thing. Then I switched it over to a I don't know what you want to call it though, but it's a little bit easier to use kind of thing, and it's easier to edit the config kind of thing, and easier to launch and back up and all that kind of stuff though. It made it slightly easier to use. I should say it that way. It made it slightly easier to use. Then I switched over to the GUI version, or a GUI server application that is, like, I kid you not, it wasn't updated by the time I actually like started working on getting it ported for this server application. I kid you not, I literally was just about to find out what world I needed to grab my save from, and it literally popped up saying, "Hey, look, there's a new update." It's like, yeah, no, don't care anymore. So that's exactly what I did. Is I just said, "Sorry, you weren't really doing my work kind of thing, making it easier for me." So I decided to just say, "Nope, don't care anymore." So that happened, right? So I could use the GUI though, but like I think I need to change a few things though, because I think there is an update to the system. I'm pretty sure. But because mine was already previously created, I'm trying to find where my saplings are. Because like, how do I want to word this so I come across as making sense? Because that's probably what it is that I'm just. So I know at one update, I don't know which version, but they updated the chances for like one of the random events, so you can choose which one will happen more frequently than the other. Now that's all well and good. That's amazing. That's exactly what I wanted, because there's a lot more of a rare commodity for one than the other. So that's really, really good. The problem is that I don't know if servers have that availability, and if they do, mine doesn't seem like it does. If that makes sense. Like, mine doesn't seem like it registers that that's even an option. That's why I'm a bit like, is it actually there? So there's that. I've also ported over my Terraria server. Not that it was much porting anyway. I think I cracked it open just to see if it worked, and it worked, and I'm like, yay, close, and then that was it. That was the extent of the Terraria server, pretty much. Oh no, it's a mob drop, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, because I think that was the full extent of that. I don't think I really did much of anything for that. And the same thing. if I remember correctly, the same thing happened with I think another server too. I think it was literally Bedrock. Yeah, it was Bedrock because I think I had it working in 1.18 or something like that, 1.17 or something like that. Maybe it was even 1.20 and I just don't remember. But like it was like horribly outdated. This time now I can actually keep them up to date. So that's good. The only thing is that I can't update the two Minecraft. Well, I see two Minecraft, even though there's three of them. I can't update this server because what this actually application does is that it'll try to grab the most recent version. What that means is that like it'll try to grab the most recent Forge version. So Forge is updated to 1.21.4 or whatever it is now. I think it's still 3, but I think it's getting to the 4 part, right? It'll actually update to 1.21.3, which means we can't play Pixelmon because it's not updated to that version yet. So that's one major problem right here. Same thing with the Fabric one for Serica Craft. That's another one that has an issue. We can't update that. But I have set, I believe, Pal World to be updated as soon as I start the server, so that's good. Terraria, same thing. Terraria, we don't have mods. I particularly don't have an interest in Terraria mods. I don't know what it is, but like Terraria, I find is fine the way it is. If there was a mod to make the game slightly easier to get, like to upgrade different tiers, then maybe. But besides that, that's fine. I have a unturned server, mainly because I kind of wanted one again. I don't think I have the ports open for it specifically. I think there's a few of them I don't have ports open for, but that's beside the point. And then I have my Arc server ported over. I haven't tested it yet. I'm waiting until I get it on Steam, but I think I'm waiting until like I can get like a decent chunk of my wish list on there. But yeah. Anyway, let's go and talk about a few things that I kind of wanted to talk about. Okay, so I did turn in 2 quests while trying to find this quest. I was trying to figure out where this was. The shooting star one. Okay. 2 things, okay? One of them, it was in the starter area. I don't know. It was a monk guy thing, I think. And he gave me... blah, blah, blah. I don't know where you are. You're probably in here. No. You were in here then. Yes. He gave me 3 nether stars. I don't know what to tell you. Like, he literally just gave me 3 nether stars. And I was like, okay. Like, I was like, okay. The other thing as well is that I turned in another quest thinking that they're the Professor Blue person. And they gave me 15 beast balls. So I said, you know what? Instead of me running around trying to figure out where I needed to go. Did I click the wrong button? No, I did. But I didn't click the wrong button that I thought I did. Okay. So I did this. I looked at... originally I was going to do it through the small videos. Then I said, that's really dumb. I'll just use my completes. So I watched my completes. And I sped it up, obviously. I can't actually... I can't actually... Like, Like, I can't actually, So, okay, so, pretty much what I'm saying is that... So, I tried to, look it up, and at some point, Yeah. So, I looked at it, and I kept looking at it, and, I think I got to, like, part 3 of the completes, and then... I kind of saw the name for a split second. It was at 3 times speed. So I saw the name for like a split second, and I looked back and I found it. So I found the location of where that NPC was. So I immediately went looking for the location, and I want to. So I renamed. So I don't have the location anymore on this list. I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it on here. So you know what I did? I literally went. So I looked for the waypoint. It wasn't here. Okay. So I look in the area where it's supposed to be. Okay. I teleported here just so I can get the location, just so we're not clipping through walls. But this was all like this. But that doesn't make any sense, right? Because I've obviously been there before. Because obviously, we've been there. So I was a bit dumbfounded by that, but then I remember that I think it was very early on. I think I updated something or something or other, and or I changed my profile for the Minecraft server thing on my end, kind of thing. I don't know what it was, and it corrupted my map file or something like that, or like this map file kind of thing. So it just completely went kaput, kind of thing. So I was like, well, that happened, right? So we're gonna go to the Dynamax area, and we're gonna finally get rid of this quest. And the person is right here. They're a painter? Okay, whatever. Interesting indeed. It seems it wants to see you face more of a challenge now. Try fighting other trainers. Okay, we'll do. What? Oh, okay, I gotta defeat 28 trainers then. Okay, let's do it. Hi, Nummel. Okay, we got a pink Diglett. There should be trainers around here, though, right? Most towns do. Most cities and towns do, or at least in this one. At least in this mod, it does. One of these people should be a trainer. Yeah. At least I know that the person is safe. Visit the Nether? No. You guys aren't trainers. Are any of you trainers? See, this guy looks more like a Professor Blue person. Not this guy. He's a freaking painter. So I don't even know if I've actually finished this gym, though. Let's see if we have. I'll know by, like, one of the, like, trainers. Kind of thing. You're not a trainer I can fight? No? Are you a trainer I can fight? Yeah. I've already faced this gym. Okay. Oh! Apparently I didn't? Okay. Acrobatics. See how much this does. We'll use sword stance. Yeah, no, acrobatics is probably not the best move though, but like, to be fair, like if there was a way you can like disable the natural like healing process of that kind of thing, I would obviously do it. A heartbeat. Oh, come on, game. Okay, whatever, Torterra. There's a leaf. Not the strongest. He's got ice shard? Bro, I'm gonna go down. Torterra? Okay, we can do this. Okay. Oh, game server's a bit laggy. Alright. I need Seed Bomb, bro. Alright, Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw. Not much I can do about this. Actually, I could have used Bulldoze. Yeah. I could use bulldoze. But don't worry, I have earthquake. But yeah. There you go. So that should be 1. It did count. It did count. I thought gym might have I thought gym trainers might have like a different classification than normal trainers. Good to know they don't. Good to know they don't. All right. So, I'll keep this unnoticed kind of thing, although they are having a lot of trouble over here. All right. So, we're going to go back to traveling back to where we were, which was the Boo, which is our base of operations, although this technically should be a lowercase o, but who cares? Because I don't. I don't care about my names. My names are fine. I know where I'm going, sort of. Sometimes. Sometimes I know where I'm going. So I was also thinking of relocating again, but I'm not going to get rid of this house, though. I might just keep it here as sort of like a vacation home kind of thing. But the idea is that I was going to go relocate and build something new over here. Where is it? There it is. All right, so I was thinking of building like a giant tower. Oh, like a giant tower, like sort of over here, kind of thing. It is exactly how big I really want it, though. It is by like 32 by 48 kind of thing, and I was gonna build it sort of like a weird, like I don't know, like a weird stepping staircase kind of thing going all the way up, and then at the top would have like a giant what do you call it? It would have like a giant like landing pad kind of thing. So when I use a flying Pokemon, I can just land on top and then be completely fine, kind of thing. Let's see here. Okay, hang on. Okay. But yeah, like I wanted to build a tower here though. I can't find a design that I like. I've looked at many different tower designs kind of thing. I've even looked at tower designs that I've even like have that I built before kind of thing. But I couldn't find one that like fits exactly what I was wanting to put over here kind of thing. And obviously at some point I do want to put something like crazy in this area though, but yeah, for the most part, I just trying to figure out like what I want to do over here, kind of thing. I still want the house where it is. I still want the house exactly where it is because I feel like the house is more of like a fixture kind of thing. Like it's something that shouldn't be moved, kind of thing. Yeah, I was over here trying to find like a perfect spot for it, so I literally went south, kind of thing. I went past here, went all the way over here, kept going down. Then I was like, oh my god, there's large bodies of water, and there's like some that would kind of fit what I was looking for. So I was trying to look for like a pond area kind of thing that like I could surround the tower with water kind of thing, and then like have like the land be like perfect. But this was the only like decent location. So so I wanted it to be. So I wanted to see if I can, right? Like if it would work. But yeah, like as you can see though, like if this was like if this is actually the chunks, like you can see that like it kind of fits. I'll have to do a little bit of remodeling, but like or not remodeling, but like what do you call it? Oh man, what is it? Terraforming, terraforming over here, kind of thing. but yeah, like I could easily just go boop 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 and then do this. So I wanted it to be closer to the surface. These are way too like deep. Like you can see like it's a deep blue. But these are like, and you can see like the higher the tier kind of thing you go, like here, the more you can see like the bottom blocks kind of thing, like sand, clay, dirt, stone, gravel. But yeah, like I've been trying to like I'll still look at stuff though. Like I was looking at towers, and a lot of it are like a lot of the cool looking ones, of course, or after 1.12. Can't use those because I can't use any new of the newer blocks kind of thing. Although I have been looking into what is it 1.20 I think. I've been keeping an eye on that version. And I got to say though that like I'm keeping a good long look at it. It's still not at the way that I would like though. It's got hang on, it's got 10 gyms now. It's got 10 of 18 now, so it's getting there. Like don't get me wrong, like it's getting there, but like I'm more interested in a different Pokemon mod now than that one. But it's but like if it's not going to be, how do I want to word it? If it's not going to be, well, like right now I'm mostly just waiting until like the other Pokemon mod now has, or I think I've already mentioned this. Uh you know what? What the hell? I'm not even gonna try and do it. I am still looking into Cobblemon. I'm looking more into if there is going to be any gym implementations. I know they added a bunch of archaeology stuff, which don't get me wrong, I love that. I love archaeology. I think in Gen 4, I loved the underground system so much that I actually legitimately went for it. Like I, like I don't know. I've been looking into Cobblemon, and I'm just waiting for it to go up to 1.21. Then I can bring over my base kind of thing over to that. But that's pretty much it. But yeah, but I've been looking into Cobblemon. As I said, I'm more interested in Cobblemon than Pixelmon. Is if that's actually like that's the weird thing though. Like I've been, because I feel like Cobblemon is more well placed, if that makes sense, than Pixelmon. Like look how like look how clean. Hang on, trying to find there's no Pokemon around here. Okay, good. Like look how clean Garchomp is. Like this doesn't even look like it belongs in Minecraft. Like that's kind of what I look. That's why it's not something that I look for, but it's like it's something that I've noticed though is that like Pixelmon at first was back when it was in the beta, or wasn't in the original Minecraft versions, looked so good because it looked all blocky and stuff like that. Like it looks like it looked like it belonged in Minecraft. Like it looked like the Pokemon like were a part of the universe, right? But with this new version, it's like I'm gonna tell you this right now. The last time I played Pixelmon before I even what was it? What was it? Oh my word! What is it? What is it? Oh, I can't remember. It was. I definitely remember one version in which that like I think it was when Gen 3 was just being released. I think because I remember I spawned a Rayquaza and I was goofing around with it, kind of thing, and I think that was the time in which that I didn't understand why my game kept on crashing. I would literally have like all my settings because this was on a laptop too. I had all of my render settings and all that stuff at the lowest, and I was wondering why my game kept crashing. You want to know why? You want to know why my game kept crashing? Because in order for you to play Pixelmon, at least back then, I don't know if it's different now, but in order for you to play Pixelmon back then, you needed to allocate 2 gigs of RAM. You want to know what Minecraft normally allocates to yours? 1. So Pixelmon kept crashing because it required 1 more gigabyte of RAM. And that's like the funny thing though is that like Minecraft normally allocates 1 gig of RAM, and I'm like, okay, so I need to do 2. Meanwhile, my laptop's practically cooking because this was when this was in. Oh my word, what was it? It was maybe 2012, 2011, 2012, I think. So I think the laptops, or at least the non-gaming ones kind of thing, I think they came out with like 4 gigs of RAM or something like that. I can't remember. But I know like my laptop had like 4 gigs of RAM. And I was like, and as soon as I made Pixelmon take out that half the RAM, it was cooking. Because that was the only thing. Because that was like the only thing. Because that was like the only thing that I thought this is the weird thing now. Okay, this is the weirdest thing about Minecraft, and I don't know what it is. Okay, I don't know what it is, but like every time I play Minecraft, I always find that I'm struggling on something, and I don't understand how. All right, so back in the day of when Minecraft was in the, I think it was the late stages of the beta, or was it the early stages of like the Minecraft 1.0 version kind of thing? Can't remember what it is. So I think, yeah. So like I think what it was like my laptop was able to run like I definitely know it was able to run beta 1.2 beta 1.3 at like a decent render distance, I want to say, until the later stages of Minecraft where it got really, really bad. And so I had to like stop playing not stop playing Minecraft, but like stop trying to like increase like everything else kind of thing. I just went, you know what? I think I'm about done with this. So I stopped trying to push my laptop to the edge kind of thing. And if you've seen like you can actually literally see my first be starter base kind of thing inside of my current base. Not in this version, but like in Sanctuaria though. In the Sergercraft one, you can literally see it in Sanctuaria. I have shown my original base. Like that was my first ever non-cheated base. My original base, I was fooling around with an inventory editor, and and technically my first house was a cheated brick house. Because back in beta 1.2, brick was a rare commodity to have. So I made that. So literally that the entire cave house was like my first ever base. And in and that was running on an old Acer laptop. And later on down the line, I think I got another hand me. I think it was a hand me down. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, it's an electric boss. We can take this down, right? Awesome. Let's go. But yeah, like I got another hand me down. It was an HP laptop. This was before I found out that they are not that great. But I got this one, and while technically I was fixing it more for them kind of thing, and then they just said, you know what, if you help me with this, you can have it pretty much. And I was like, okay, I get a free laptop, right? And I was going to use it for school and also play Minecraft. But one of the first things I did is that after I was done fixing it, they were going to pick it up in the morning. I quickly installed Minecraft. I wanted to see what it was. And back then, Minecraft only weighed like 30 megabytes, if anything. Like it was very lightweight. And I kid you not, you can max it out. Unfortunately, Java, I think the only Java version I was only able to find was a 32 bits, so you couldn't make it go far render distance, but you can make it go very, like, as high as you can go without that kind of portion. All the way, cranked all the way up, and it was at 80 frames a second. And I was like, oh my god. And I think, what was it? I think one of the settings that was supposed to help with frame rate issues and such like that. I think it was supposed to be what was it? It was something. I can't remember what it was. Oh my word, what was it? Smooth lighting. That's what it was. So smooth lighting is supposed to help your frame rate. Instead, I found that anytime I turned it on, or I would even no, I think it was just a toggle on or off. I think now it's a slider, I think. Is it a slider now? Yeah, see this, you have to turn it on. Either have it on or you have it off. There's no in between. You have to turn it on or off. And I know for a fact that like when I clicked on, my laptop would lag more. Which is weird because it's supposed to make it easier for your computer to be able to calculate light or something like that. I don't remember. And which is hilarious because when I played on this HP laptop, I had that turned on. Like everything was cranked all the way up to as much as I can. Again, except for one setting, but that was because it was the wrong Java version. But other than that, everything was cranked. This thing was still running with like, I think it was, maybe Minecraft was hard capped at 60 frames or something like that. But it was like, it was smooth as butter. And I was like, oh my word. Like, I need this laptop kind of thing. Like, oh my word. and I really wanted the laptop. I was able to run one of my games, one of my favorite games at like max things, and I was like, oh my god, can you think of Oblivion? So on this on that laptop, I had to run Oblivion on the lowest graphics, like the very lowest graphics. And even then, I was having a rough time playing the game. And a lot of times I would crash far more often, and this was even before the 4 GB RAM patcher thing. So imagine if I had that installed and it decided to use all 4 gigs of my RAM. It would be very unstable. And so I chose to keep and I had to have a very low mod list, and I had to have the most lowest res armor possible. If you've actually ever seen the Drake Knight and armor weapons mod, or in my mod, I think I have it renamed as the Dragon Lord armor set kind of thing, or in my mod, I think I have it renamed that way. But if you've actually seen that, you know how shiny that armor is? Yeah, remove the shininess from that. That's pretty much what all low graphics does for you. And it was pretty bad. I remember my laptop was very much struggling, and the only thing that I can end up finding out about the whole thing was like I really did not like it that much. Although I did like the armor, though, but I didn't like the fact that it looked so bad. And I think this was back when no, because I don't think any of my friends back then were actually any computer. Like they had like something like, I don't want to say my setup right now because my setup's actually not that great, but like you know like nobody really had like the highest tier graphics card back then kind of thing, right? Like there was no comparison for us to go like, hey, yours is not as strong as so and so's because you're using a laptop, right? I don't care anymore. Just where's the entrance? It's not here. It's here. Ah, it's here. Got a rocky helmet. Cool. You can have your torches back. I'm out of here. But yeah, like I absolutely like loved that new laptop, and then I think it started to slow down because Minecraft got more updates, right? So as soon as you start adding more stuff, you get more of the complex language kind of thing, right? So now all of a sudden it starts slowing down. So now this laptop has become just as bad as the old laptop. Well, if if that's the case, then the old laptop's even worse. And then I found out that like one of the best things you can do is you can install Optifine. So that's exactly what I did. I installed Optifine, and lo and behold, it got a little bit more stable. That's it. That's all that happened. It boosted my frame rate from like 20 to 30, like a 10 frame boost. And this is with like all of the settings that everybody like recommended. I was like, great. It barely changed anything. And I got so confused by the layout of all of the of the menu kind of thing that I was like, okay, well, I don't know what to do now. So I got so confused by the menu that like I was like, you know what? I don't think I like this mod that much. But to be fair, it was still new to Minecraft mods though, so. And I think this was before like Pixelmon even was like a thing. Then once I watched somebody play with Pixelmon, I'm like, oh, somebody brought like Pokemon to Minecraft, and then I immediately downloaded it. Then I kind of immediately regretted it, but not because the mod was terrible or anything like that. It was because my computer could barely run the darn thing. And I think like it was very new, so there was like only like a handful of Pokemon in there, I think, or something like that. So it's like you're not gonna get much out of it. So I went, yay! There's not much out here. Yeah, I think but I think besides all that, I don't think there was anything else. I think that really was happening then. I think more so I was just more focused on just trying to have a great time with the sort of resources I had at that given moment. And I had a blast. I enjoyed my times playing on that laptop. It was fun. Even the other one, I enjoyed my time. Or the very bad Acer one. That was fun. I remember actually that was the first computer I think that I ever tried to find out if it could run the Minecraft server application. Oh boy, it was terrible. Not only was the laptop just bad in general, but it was bad at server calculation too. Like, look how smooth Cube is, alright? The laptop, you'd be stuttering everywhere. To be fair, that was like, what? I think like 6 or 7 of us, I think, running at the same time. But you gotta remember that there's a difference between this and then, right? So back then, we were at what was it, version 1.2 or something like that, or something. It's not this version, pretty much. It was a very long time ago, pretty much. And there was very little, like, it had less to compute kind of thing. But then again, this I know a little bit more about how the server config works, and I also have and this one also is modded too, which is the other one wasn't modded though, I don't think. No, I think it was just vanilla because I didn't know how to mod a Minecraft server before. Even now, I kind of don't. The only thing I know is that you have to install Forge, or I don't even know how Fabric works, to be honest. I think I tried Forge once, and I don't think I got the hang of it. Yeah, but that's pretty much it though. Like, there's not much there. Oh, and another Master Ball chest. Yeah, I don't think these are worth it anymore. Or at least not for me. PP Max, that might be actually worth it. All right. But I don't think there's anything else though. No, I think that I tried playing Skyrim on the laptop, on the HP laptop. That was a lot of fun. I originally got Skyrim on the. Yeah, I'm sorry about talking to everything else though, but this is pretty much what Minecraft and even Pixelmon has been reduced down to, is me talking about other stuff other than me just talking about this. While looking around and seeing if there's anything cool to find here. But pretty much, like I was able to, like I first played Skyrim on like the Xbox 360, and I had a very bad habit of leaving my game running overnight, kind of thing. So when I was finally able to port over my Skyrim save, I think this was back in 2016, 2017, I think. When I was able to port it over so that I can load it on my PC, guess what it showed on the time? So I've actually never actually seen it actually do this kind of thing though, but it said 999 minutes or hours. I don't know how that is. I'm guessing minutes and 99 seconds. Like it was literally cap time, and the game lagged as soon as you booted up the game. Character was level 52 or something like that, or 42 or something like that, and it's like I'm lagging. I haven't played any of the DLCs because by the time that like I got Skyrim on my laptop, that's pretty much where I just ended up playing most of Skyrim on, was just my laptop. And then I played Dawnguard on there. That was a lot of fun. I think I was experimenting with my wired Xbox 360 controller, if I'm not mistaken, and I was just having fun with that. That was an amazing time. And then once I changed over to being able to play, then once after that, I was figuring out that like Skyrim was a lot better just playing with mouse and keyboard. And then once Dawnguard came out, I think I switched over to just playing not just Dawnguard, but like I think I pretty much just switched over to just playing on those kinds of, yeah, I think I just switched over to just playing on PC for the most part. And then after that was done, I think I tried to move over to like a different game, but then Skyrim was always on my mind back then, so I kept playing Skyrim. And then nowadays it's like I don't even see why I thought Skyrim was that great of a game. And it's weird though, because in Skyrim I got so deep into the wiki that like I partially memorized most of the information that was there. The reason why I say partially is because now it's not there nearly as quickly. Like back then, you tell me like what's so good about this one thing, and I go, "This is like I mention everything," and you're like, "What the heck?" It's like, yeah, I memorized the wiki. This might be potentially fun. All right, let's go. Oops, that's not the button. That's the button. Swords dance. Don't take me out in one shot. Eh? Okay. I shouldn't do a lot. I'm part flying bunny. Flying buddy, and that's not gonna work. All right. Go look. Stomping tantrum. I'll go camera up. Earthquake. Use pedal dance? Why? Bulldoze. Earthquake. You suck. Ugh. Alright. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Alright, let's see here. So who should we lead with? I want to check something, though. Do you have a chance of burning, mind you? You do? Okay, so lava plume. I did it again. Why did I do that? Lava plume. You're not funny. Earthquake. Come on. Okay, you're not funny. This is... Ugh. Oh my god, it finally hit itself in confusion. Watch, it's gonna hit me after this. Okay, I think I have the strat now. I have the strat now. Alright. This may or may not work. It's doable though. You just gotta get the right timing and the right set of circumstances in order for it to work. Bulldoze. Oh, come on, bro. No, get out of here. No, get out of here. You suck. I have to use Bulldoze so it slows down so that everybody else has a fighting chance against it. I need it to either miss Pedal Dance if it has a chance of missing. Either that or it uses Solar Beam. There we go. The Bulldoze will slow it down enough so I can use Bulldoze a second time? Yes. So this will go -2 in speed. And then I need it to use Solar Beam again. Please. Yes. Let's go. Acrobatics. That did a decent chunk. Alright, good. Camera up. Lava Plume. Did it? Oh, no, because I'm fat. I'm slower, that's right. Excadrill. There we go. Yeah, I have too many slow mons, though. That's the only problem. Stopping Tantrum. This is doable. Solar Beam. No! You're joking! Yes! It fumbled! What? I didn't get a Mega Stone. I didn't get a Mega Stone. That's not very nice. That's not a very nice thing for you to do, game. It didn't give me a Mega Stone. Do I have one already? Is that why? Is it because I have one already? Oops, I clicked the wrong button. I hate that there's a wiki button. What's the button for the waypoint? Yeah, let's go like CL for a current location. Let's go to... What? That's not... This isn't the location I wanted. What? Hang on. No, I want the map thing. There you go. What? Didn't I click this? Okay, I'm confused. Alright, whatever. Anyway. Did I defeat a Venusaur already? Is that why? I did. I don't get that though. I literally don't understand that. So is it progressive based off the individual? Because it can't be because if I hold the Mega Stone, because obviously I don't hold these. Ooh, I could go Mega Camerupt. Ooh. But I like this Salt Vest. Do I have Mega Garchomp? Nope. That's funny. Nope. No, it can't be number. I don't know how this is sorted. That's so strange. Anyway. But yeah, like I don't get it too much. Anyway, uh, yeah. So that's pretty cool so far. Yeah, I've been trying to maintain the farms though, but like but I'm more interested in the Pixelmon aspect. Although I gotta say though, like I'm getting less and less enticed to Pixelmon though. I don't know what it is. It's always so weird though because I find the same thing with Circuitcraft a lot of the times, and the same thing happens with this series as well. Where it's not because I'm trying to find topics to talk about; it's that there's nothing to do here. Like, sure, I could build like a giant mansion over in this area though, but then it's like, okay, why? Uh, that's the problem. Why would I build a giant mansion? Like, I don't understand. Why would I build a giant mansion though? And that's kind of like the whole thing that's actually happening right now, right? Is that like even in this version though, like I'm trying to figure out like, okay, how do I want to build this house? How do I want to build that? How do I want to do this, right? And it's not like, oh, there's not any free things I can take over and call it my own. Like that's not what it is. Pretty much what it is that like I keep trying to figure out how exactly I want to build up my structures. Like this house looks really good in my opinion though. I just need to figure out how I can make this look a lot better, or how do I use the resources I can get a hold of right now. Because that's the only thing I can think of, right? Is like that's why like this entire thing is like two villager houses slapped on together. Like it's not because oh no he lost all of his creativity. It's more so that like or he doesn't have much creativity. He's just copying villager houses. It's more so that like I've built a lot of the things that I wanted to build in Minecraft. Like I've built Sanctuaria. That's like pretty much the end game base. It has my first ever base that I've ever built in Minecraft, and it's also the final base that I've built. It also has all the things that I've moved over into Circuitcraft all in one fail swoop kind of thing, so that's good. So it's like, and I really want to kind of like, yeah. So like every time that I try to play around with this kind of thing though, like I try to play around with builds kind of thing, even like for deciding on like just building here kind of thing, or even like the outpost from the latest like Circuitcraft session or the Circuitcraft season or whatever you want to call it, pretty much like the different versions, right? Like I plan those builds, and for this, it's like it gets kind of like I get sort of I don't want to say overwhelmed. I get sort of very like I'm a very picky thing, especially for picky person, especially for like Minecraft for some odd reason. For Minecraft, I'll start building something and then I'll go then if I don't like a block, I'll go, "You know what? I'm done with this." And I'll ditch it. I'll ditch the entire construction no matter what. And it's very interesting that like I can never keep my focus. Sanctuaria. You know how many times I've actually like stopped building or stopped moving things around and just left it alone? Too long. Too long. I think I started working on Sanctuaria what since I think 1.20, and I stopped since the end of since the end of the last session of that when I was uploaded. I think was it when it was last uploaded? I'm not quite sure. But I stopped until the very 2 weeks or a week or two or whatever that the 1.21 came out. that I literally just started like speed running, just finishing things. And even after I did that, I think I waited a couple days after because Minecraft decided to drop the update on a or on a not a Monday. It decided to drop it on a Thursday, one of the days that I have no time to record. So I literally had to wait until I think it was like Sunday or something like that. And then I was like, you know what? Since it's been a few days, let's see what we can find out. Let's see if there's any mod packs that came out for this. Because there might be a few that might have come out. And then that's when I found that Fabric one. Or I found out that Minecraft Fabric version was updated to 1.21. So I went, you know what? Let's go for that. So I found that, and I found the mod that everybody recommends for use because Fabric is the what was recommended for playing Minecraft now. So I found the mod that everybody recommends for it. Well, now there's another one, but because my graphics card is not NVIDIA, yeah, because I don't have an NVIDIA graphics card for this PC. Cube has one, but I don't even know if you were to install it on Cube, does it translate over very well onto the server, kind of thing. So let's not do that. Plus, it's not a very good NVIDIA graphics card anyway. So let's not try to let's not stress the server enough, right? So that's why I try to keep this version. That's why I tried to make sure though that like everything's working fine. But yeah, same thing with this series and everything else though is that like even like building this though like or even just remodeling this to fit what I like even this I could just like snap get rid of it and I would feel nothing. And that's the saddest thing that's there. I want to see if I actually do have Sanctuaria in the 1.12 version. I'm going to be right back and I'll find out for you. All right, so I think I found it. This is Ghostwire Bunny. There we go. Yeah, so this is what it looked like in 1.12 before I ported everything over. Oh, it looks like I still had. Yeah, so this is what it looked like in 1.12. Yeah, like look how like I don't even like it anymore. I want to go over to 1.12 or 1.20 now. This is before I cut it. Oh my word. I think I found it before I cut it. Oh my word, that's amazing. I thought I didn't have versions of that anymore. Okay, so right before I ended up porting it over to was it mine was it like to the next version? I actually no, I did cut it. Wait. I did cut it. Is it just not? Oh no, it is cut. Okay, never mind. I did cut it like over here kind of thing. You can see the like where it's actually cut though. But like I cut it and I thought this was before that, but no, this is after. But yeah, this is what it looks like. What it looked like beforehand. I'll just go really, really slow so you guys can see though. Like, yeah, like this is what it was before I ported everything over. Like, this is before the whole lights thing was even a thing. Yeah, like, look how bad it is with the lights and stuff like that. This is because this was changed to be a mushroom island, so I didn't have to worry about mob spawning though. But yeah, like look at all this. Like, like this is Sanctuaria too. Like this is like the final base. I kid you not, I was literally talking to somebody. We were talking about like something. I can't remember what it was. And they were like they asked me like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm playing Minecraft." They go like, "That's such a baby game." And I'm like, "Okay." Like I was literally building this. Like I was building this so I didn't have to worry about anything anymore. So I was building this, then I built this. Why does it not look right? Is it just cuz I don't have the this on? Let's go maximum then. Yeah, there we go. So like this was the area. Boom, done. Like yeah, like this is a cool thing, right? Yeah, look. So beautiful, right? Yeah. I still love this area though, but like, is this before I extended the bottom? Hang on. Oh no, this is after. Okay. So there is a version in which I'm just gonna give myself night vision. Oh no, biomes of plenty. What is the thing? Night vision. Night vision 0, and then I think true, so we can hide the particles. Oh, too many zeros. Okay, let's get rid of 1 0. There we go. So like, there's a version that like, actually there's several versions of this, but there's one that doesn't have like these clean like these like sharp like kind of like curves kind of thing. Like I call this a sharp curve, but like there's actually one that's like just blocks. Like it's just like a straight line. So I ended up just like giving it like a slight curve here. I also ended up I think I also did the curve thing here too. Yeah, and then I also like shrunk this down from where it was before. So this was actually much bigger than what it was. And that was a lot of fun. So finding out that like this wasn't exactly what I wanted, so I ended up trying to change a few of the things inside, and I actually ended up managing with this nonsense kind of thing. So after this was done, I ended up doing a few more things as well. So I made this one more bigger, and then I made this one more bigger. And then one thing that I actually hated about building this in particular for in this version is that if I ever moved this like this bottom area in any way, shape, or form, all these observers would actually be turned around, ruining the whole thing. So I would have to literally come back down here, remove the barriers, or do whatever I needed to do with this stuff, and start placing them right back to where they were. Because are they all? Oh yeah, this is the before I switched them over. Yeah, yeah. This is before I switched them all over to the 1.20. Yeah. And then after I did all this, I ported everything to 1.20. Then I ended up finding out though that in 1.20, I was going to switch over all of this stuff to the newer blocks. And then I was like, all right, we're going to go down to 1.13 and then 1.14. Then I would start adding the blocks from those versions onto here, blah, blah, blah. So it's very cool. And yeah, that was pretty much what ended up happening. I had a huge blast doing that though. But yeah, I had to rush. I was literally working on this when somebody was messaging me, uh, kind of like talking about their day or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Then I was like, yeah, hold on a second. And then I was like working on this area, and I was working on this area, then I was working on this area. Like I was everywhere. Like I was trying to rush to get everything done. And that's why you saw like the two boards or the one board here. These are the only things that are left, but like there was a whole board that was filled with items. This was packed with everything that I needed to do, and there was even some left over that were like hiding onto the side over here. So each and every time I would be like, okay, I need to work on the kitchen area. Boom, boom, done. All right, let's go over there. Let's knock that off. All right, let's see here. What's the next one? Dining room. You got it. Then I went straight to the dining room, went and did the work, blah, blah, blah. Then I went, all right, done. Then I went back here, then I knocked it off the list and then said, what's next? And I kept doing that. I literally struggled trying to captivate myself into keep on trying to go do that. Want to know what's really weird though? This does not have Pokemon spawns. Or I have yet to see one. Oh, it's because of is it literally because of Structure Void being in here? No, surely not. Surely it's not because Structure Void blocks are here. That doesn't make sense. Is it a day and night thing? That's so weird if it is actually a Structure Void thing. Yeah, then I changed all this stuff to light blocks. I had a whole cool system where I was going to use 7 and I think I was gonna leave 7 and 0 unused or something like that. There you go. It's because of day and night thing. I was just about to say, there's no way you're gonna tell me though that like there's no way nothing would spawn up here. There was no way. But I want to do something cool with Sanctuary. Obviously not in this version. Maybe this version. I'm not quite sure. But I was thinking of moving this over to this server. However, I also kind of don't, if that makes sense. So, if you do not know, in Serica Craft, in the 1.21 edition, you know what? I'm going to go to my original Pixelmon Worlds because I want to. That's a fun showing that off. Is it this one? It's one of these. Okay. I don't know why that happened. Anyway. Um, yeah, so in the current version of Circuit Craft, I currently am using, what is it? I'm using data packs to sort of add extra dimensions that we can go to. So that's very fun. And I kind of want to utilize that to my advantage. So I want to see how both Cobblemon and not just Cobblemon, but also Pixelmon kind of handle it. So if they handle it in the way that I think they will, that would be awesome. If they don't handle it the way they think they will, then that's kind of eh. So the way that I think that they should handle it is that because they're in an alternate dimension that is not a part of the normal load table. Oh yay, it's not the world that I was thinking of. No. That's not the world I was thinking of. And this one's the... Did I not rename it? Is it just New World? I don't know. But yeah, like I was ended up playing... Sorry, I got really confused. I don't think I have the world anymore. Or I don't have the world, like, in here. It's probably in a folder inside here. Wasn't I doing something with it or something? I don't know. You can definitely tell there was a creative world here at one point. Oh, hey, look, the Astrialis is you too. Definitely tell I did a lot of renaming. All right, let me see if I can actually find the original Pixelmon world while I talk about what I was, while I figure out what I was about to talk about. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. I lost my track of thought though. Okay, maybe this is it. It's pretty big, and I did do a lot of exploring on there. There we go. There we go. That's where it is. All right. So yeah, so like I don't even know if I want to continue this anymore. I might just finish off with ground and just call it a time. Well, this kind of spoils it, but yeah, this is what the 16 badges was supposed to give me, but I'm not going to go any further in there. All right, so let's see here. Oh, goody! Yay! It's not actually, didn't actually keep my waypoints. There we go. Okay, so if I remember correctly, it's like somewhere around here. Why do I have a Litten? That's very strange. Oh, I remember why I got the Litten, because I wanted to... Didn't I at least at one point... Yeah, this is why... This is why we edited the config to make these rarer, because look at this nonsense. Yeah, look at this nonsense, though, of all these freaking raid dens, though. Like, there's one there, there's one there, there's another one there, there. Like, we needed to change this. I can find them left and right. Okay, I gotta find, like, a desert village. I think I remember this. I mean, it's not that difficult to not remember it. We were close to a jungle, I think. Yeah. Okay, we're at a desert. Okay, that's a good sign. I don't think we were close to a savanna biome though. And this is here we go. Here's where I was. All right. Is this the one where I was working on something over here and then I decided not to work on it anymore? Again? Another thing? No, this is before? Okay. My original base isn't here. Although you can definitely tell where it was, though. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, so I was working on that. And then I found this one, which is a psychic gym, which is very fun. And I had a blast working on that. I don't have my... Do you have a PC? Oh, wait, yeah, you should have a PC box. Yeah, I apologize for this. Like, I don't know what it is. I just don't have the energy to kind of record anything anymore. All of it is gone. You're joking. Okay, well, this obviously can't be the version, although it looks a lot like it. Huh. That's kind of weird. Hmm. Take me out of here. Alright, so that's obviously not the right version. That seems kind of weird, though. Could this be because this was before the Microsoft account thing? Let me see here. No, that doesn't make any sense, because it's still there. Huh. I don't know. Anyway. I was in that folder. Okay, so let's see what the newer folders have. Okay, this one's a newer one. And there's this one too. Okay. So it's still big, but it's not big enough. Technically, I'd edit all this out, though, but, like... Or I wouldn't leave it in, but, like... I don't know, I just feel like it's just interesting just to keep it in here. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably get rid of all the older versions of this. Okay, so I still have this. Okay, that's good. Does this have the current project that I was trying to work on? No, so it's not recent. Although it does have my Pokemon here. Yeah, it does. Cool. Yeah, alright. So all my Pokemon are here now. Nice. Anyway. So here's what I ended up coming up with. So here's all my different Pokemon. Yeah, Hooplium, Barkgold, Raythor, Garudon. Yeah, it was funny. And then Boss Bait, my original Pokemon for that. And then I got a different one that was a lot better. Then I got Lapria, Aerolisa. Then I got Archowl. Was my starter. Was this a legitimate Arceus? I can't remember. The Celesteela, I think, is legitimate. I think I went pretty far for that. And then Celebi, I think I might have spawned the item necessary to do it. Then I have Chompers here, Carnax, Seaplane. Oh, this is actually very funny. I'll mention why I tried to figure out what they were named, and apparently they're literally. So I tried to find out what the name of the plane that can go on the water is, or you can land on the water. I was trying to think that there was a weird name for it for some odd reason. You know what they're called? They're called seaplanes. I was thinking like aqua planes or something like that, or like aqua, like aqua aeroplanes or something like that. Like something weird and goofy, right? They're called seaplanes. Like, are you kidding me? So I just named it seaplane, and I'll show you why it's named that too. Boss Bait. This was my favorite Pokemon. It has a focus band for a good reason. So this one has a focus sash because it needs it, but this has a focus band because of something really interesting about it. And then I have Gardon, which was my swimmer, I think, and I just wanted to test around with Megas with it. And then I just have Chompers, who is my main Mega, and then I have Larveo. And these are just legendaries I caught. Oh, this is before I did all those random screwy things? No! Wait, maybe? No, this is before I did all that crazy shenanigans. And then Kesrelia. Yeah, okay, this is before I did all those crazy things. So I did a really crazy Zygarde kind of thing. I wanted it to stay as 100% form the whole entire time and make it be like a boss trainer that would have it. Or it would be like the one that would rain judgment on the server. It never stayed 100%. I don't know if you can do that or if you can set a setting specifically for it to stay there. But yeah, I tried. Anyway. Yeah, so here's why. So as you can see, though, like, I have nothing in here. If I change to survival... So I might just let this series end as soon as ground type is done, because there's nothing bringing me back to this. As sad as that is, it's actually the truth. There's nothing that's really making me come back here. So yeah, so you can have a flyer that's under the water. And by the way, I actually recommend getting the most smallest Swanna you can actually get a hold of. I think this is like secondary small. I think it's like close to the smallest. No, it is the smallest. It's Pygmy. Okay. So yeah. But it's a pretty fast flyer, and you can use it in underwater. What happens when you go with a normal flyer on the water, if you did not know, is that if you go with Garchomp, my favorite buddy over here, who you'd think would be able to fly under the water, he boots you off. There you go. So for my favorite Pokemon that I use for boss battles, Boss Bait, the Murkrow. All right, Murkrow with Prankster. It has Perish Song, Protect, Thunderwave, and Tailwind. This thing can take down a boss in record time. And it's actually kind of funny, though, like being able to do it. Maybe what I might do is I might just make a version, or maybe for Pixelmon Adventures, maybe like later on down the line or something like that, or I'll just go like randomly screwing around instead of actually like bricking myself to types. Maybe that's why I'm not interested anymore, is that I bricked myself into like sticking towards like one type, though. I tried to keep it well open though. Like that's why I said ground type, but like I can have like the Pokemon having a secondary type to anything else, but like maybe that's why. Maybe I'm trying to figure out like what's a good ground like electric type or what's a good ground poison type kind of thing, and maybe that's why I'm not as interested in the series. Where is that thing? There it is. Okay. Didn't I do something on this? Yeah. It's not working though. Why isn't it working? Do I need to turn it? Do I need to turn it on? Like a different thing? I don't see it. If anything, everything else is spawning on it. Uh-huh. Okay. I don't remember how this works. Oh. How do you turn it on, though? Spawn tick? Maybe I need to change this to 1, maybe? Maximum spawns, let's go 500, maybe? Oh, maybe I need to go, like... Maybe I need to go 50, maybe? It's not letting me leave the menu. What if I go 5 again? Oh, that's weird. What if I go 25? There we go. It's still not working, though. Oh! Okay. Let's see here. That's kind of weird, though. I thought it would... Oops. Maybe I need it to be lower, maybe? Rarity 1? There you go. Oh, I probably made the spawn radius too small or something like that. That might be why. Let's make this 99. Let's make this 100. That's awesome. But this is actually one of the things I wanted to do though is like have like little like garden areas specifically with like Pokemon that are like really good for like what you're doing kind of thing. So like if you wanted to level up your Pokemon, right, you would go like, oh hey, I'm gonna go and fight like this Blissey, right? And then I would go and like I would go, oh right, let's go Chompers, let's go deal with this Blissey, right? And then we just go start smacking the Blissey around kind of thing, right? There you go. Like that kind of thing. But then I thought again, I thought both for it and against it, right? Because obviously I don't want to use spawners because that doesn't really make much sense, right? Especially for a server in my kind of way. And not only that, for a server though, it would cause more lag kind of thing, right? And instead you can just have an NPC. If I can find out where that thing is. Is it here? No. It's under no, wait, it's under tools. That's right. It would be much easier if I just go with an NPC, create trainer, and then just give them the same thing, right? So that way, though, at the very least, though, you have a trainer here that will train up your EVs as well as do whatever you want them to do, kind of thing, right? Although one thing that I wanted to do was have like sort of an end game area, or do like a short little story kind of thing. Actually, if I were to bring Sanctuary in, I was gonna make it so that like it's infested with like bandits or something like that, and then we would fight through it kind of thing. So I thought that'd be kind of cool though. But for this area, let's say like there would be like a couple of trainers in here. Like one would obviously be, the captain of the ship kind of thing. Blah blah blah. There we go. We'll just do that. So you'll be the captain of the ship, and then there'll be like the people here kind of thing, right? Very cool. Then another one over here. Very cool. Then another one over here. These guys are making sure we're all running perfectly fine in the area, right? Like they're making sure that we're flying in the sky. We're not gonna crash and land, or crash, kind of thing. And then we have this guy over here who's doing whatever he wants, and then we got this guy over here managing the Pokemon stuff, like the healer, the PC box, and the trade box kind of thing. We have the guards over here kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to do something really cool like this. The only thing that I had a problem with this is like if there was a lot of NPCs here though too, right? It's like, okay, but if there's a bunch of NPCs here, is that gonna be helpful for me in general though, right? Like as time goes on though, like is this gonna be very beneficial for me to have like all these NPCs in here? And like I kept thinking about it, then I'm like, you know what? I think it's better for Spawn to have it because it makes more sense for Spawn to have it. So that's why I gave Spawn all the NPCs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So alright, so that's gonna be it for now. I apologize for all that, but again, not much progress has been done on this game, or on this anyway, because like again, I was more distracted with everything else and all that stuff, and I've just not really been bothered with this at all. I apologize for that. But now that I'm a little bit more focused, I'm going to try and bring all these Pokemon over. I thought I had more, but I guess not. So I'll try and bring all these Pokemon over to the server so that we can like play around with them maybe. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next time for some more Pixelmon adventures.